All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another live stream. Maybe, could be, possibly. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we get anyone to join. I'm a little bit late, dudes. I'm late for a very important date. Hey, C. Benny, how you doing, man? How's it going? We got C. Benny here, and I take it you guys can hear me okay. We got Eric here. What's up, Eric? How you doing, man? And we got Jamie. What's up, Jamie? How's it going? Thank you, Eric. Eric knows the drill. Just want to check the sound. Check, right? Everybody knows, so that's good. Oh, man. Good stuff. We got Mr. Dilly John. And I think the episode for Fear right now is probably on. Am I right? Hey, we got Mia. How's it going, Mia? And we got Miles and Guts. Guts is here. Hey man, how you doing? So that's good. We got some new news for Walking Dead. We got some new info describing season 11 as the biggest season they've ever done. Sounds like some of the biggest, most epic episodes of the series going to be coming up in the final season. So we'll get into some of the articles. Hey Jay, how you doing, man? That was pretty crazy. If you guys didn't see, was it last night, Jay, that there was the fight and Weidman broke his leg in about the same way as Anderson Silva did. Brutal, man. What are the odds of that, man? What is that? Like your leg, is that not your shin bone, but that's your mid leg break, right? Lazy kick and gets checked and his leg just snaps. What are the odds of that? Because I haven't seen that happen. Like, I can't think of how many times that happens. And what are the odds that Anderson Silva happens to him fighting Chris Weidman, and then it happens to Chris Weidman fighting someone? That's so weird, man. I mean, that's like, what are the odds of that happening? It's got to be 1 in a million, because if you look at all the different fights the UFC's ever had, how many times has this guy broken leg? And literally, that's what happened to Anderson Silva against him, and now it happens to him. It's like, that's crazy, man. Yeah, tibia. Oh, did you broke my tibia? There's a movie of that. What's that movie where, what's the guy's name? One of the comedy guys, I forget, where he pretends to get hit by a truck, and he says that, she broke my tibia. I forget the name. It's so brutal, man. Yeah, that's in a movie. She broke my tibia. You can't believe it, Jay. It's like one of those. It's like some of the people. Yeah, glitch in the Matrix. It's like people who believe in like karma. So it's like maybe he said some bad stuff about Anderson after, or he kind of clowned him, talked down on whatever, and how karma comes back to get him. I don't know, but it's what are the odds of that, man? It's got to be crazy. The system is rigged, which, yeah, it is. I like that name, though, right? That's a good one. The never-ending lockdowns, things are getting worse. Oh, it's crazy, man. I was looking at Hyde Park in the UK, and there's some videos on BitChute of some of the protesters. It sounds like some of the cops came in. They were coming down on them with their clubs, and so many people got together, they actually pushed the cops out of the park, or pretty much right up to the exit point of the park. I thought that was pretty cool. That's one of the first times I've seen a crowd of people push the cops out, especially if it's like, that far, like push them 100 yards to where they had to just keep going back and back and back until they pretty much left. So it's crazy, man. Here we're still full on lockdown. Nothing's changed. They're kind of talking about it like, oh, maybe next month we'll be able to come out. Maybe, but it depends. I don't know. We're going to see. It's like, yeah, you guys aren't ending it, are you? No, you're not. You're not in any rush to end it, man. So we're going to be in lockdown probably next month, too. Whatever, man. At least I can still do my thing, and I'm okay. It doesn't really, I just can't go to the fun, I just can't go to the fun stores and stuff. That's all, right? I can't do the fun stuff because everything's closed except for groceries. So, Josh asked about my thoughts on Mark Passio. Oh, so he was on with Mark Devlin. He was on with, I like Mark Devlin. Mark Devlin's one of my favorites, right? He's got the cool accent and everything. He's funny. Cracks me up. So I like Mark. So the other Mark, so Mark Passio was on Mark Devlin's show for a while. I actually wasn't familiar with Mark Passio before, but he says he calls his network the One Great Work Network. I was like, what? I was like, what the hell? I was like, why would you call your network that? I was just thinking to myself, I was like, that's what the great work is. That's what the Masons call world takeover, man. Is the great work. The great work is world rule. It's complete and total world rule. Why would you call your network the One Great Work Network unless you're a Mason, unless you're in the club? So I don't know, man. I don't know the guy, but that just on first glance, you know, I probably can't get past that. Why you would call it One Great, because you would know that that name is already being used, and it refers to absolute world takeover through Freemasonry. There's a movie, Communism by the Back Door. Is one, I think, what's his name? Dennis Wise. All this stuff. If you want to watch any of this stuff, you got to get off YouTube. It's all cleared off YouTube. You got to go to BitChute, that kind of stuff. Except I think Mark's channel's still up. He's still doing okay, so that's good. I'm happy to hear that. But I haven't actually seen the fights last night. I didn't watch them because I work Saturday nights late, so I'm working at the same time the UFC's on. That's the only reason why I don't really do, because I don't get a chance to watch it myself, because I work Saturday nights every night. But yeah, system being rigged. I agree, man. It's crazy the way the lockdowns are just kind of continuing and not not getting any better. But luckily, we still get our Walking Dead, so that's really good. We still get our Walking Dead. Walking Dead season 11 sounds like it's going great. It sounds like they got some of the biggest episodes ever. And why don't we come back to your guys' comments? Let's go through the stuff we got prepped for Walking Dead for tonight's stream, for tonight's video, for our Dead update. So Walking Dead's final episodes will be bigger than ever in epic size season 11. So it says, quote, when we start the final season, we're rockin' and rollin'. We're back to being big and scope E. I'm just reading what Scopey, I don't know what that is. There's going to be a feeling that things are just ripping along for the first block. Angela Kang told TVLine about the 8-episode first part of season 11, which we know is going to air August 22nd. So that's going to be awesome. It says, then we're going for some different tonal things than we're used to on the show, which hopefully will be fun for the audience. Well, they've got 24 episodes, so they got lots of episodes coming up that should be really good, right? And supposedly, season 11, episode 1 and 2 are huge, like big in scale, really cool. Season 11 starts as a scary on-the-road show, and as Daryl and his band of survivors, I guess Daryl's the leader now, right, guys? Like Daryl's the Rick of Walking Dead now. Oh, Norman's gonna get mad at me. And don't refer to me as Rick, right? Daryl's not Rick. Let me set the record straight, okay, fans. Daryl's that's what he said before. You guys know that, right? It's like, well, okay, sorry, Norman, sorry, man. And his band of survivors, new friends and foes alike, each will bring a different flavor to The Walking Dead. Season 10. Which pit our heroes against Alpha, Samantha Morton, and her Whispers, started out with a Cold War vibe before becoming a paranoia-riddled thriller. Oh, that's true, right? I forgot about that in season 10, because you had the stuff with Dante and what he did and everything like that. Dante's like a Freemason. That'd be like what Dante is, right? He like goes into the enemy's thing. He like sabotages them. It's like, yeah, that's Dante he'd be like Hidden Hand, right? Yeah, he'd be like, yeah, Dante's a Freemason. As we meet more than one kind of new community, every story will have its own vibe. Some of them may go into types of genres that haven't been really explored on the show before. Kang told TVLine, my hope is that it will feel like we're still finding things that are new even in the final season, but also that we're just moving right along. So it sounds like she's saying that the pacing is good for season 11. You got some big epic things happening. They're trying some new things as well, which is hard to do after, 10 full years of this many episodes, or almost like 11 full years of all these episodes and all these different things. They're trying some new stuff, which is always good. And the pacing for the final season should be really good. But it's going to be Cold War vibe before becoming a paranoia-riddled thriller. Very cool, man. Then we do have another one from Andrew Lincoln, where Andrew Lincoln talks getting back into Rick Grimes mode, putting on the cowboy boots again and coming back as Rick. So it says, Andrew Lincoln is dusting off his cowboy boots and is very, very excited for Rick Grimes to return in the Walking Dead movie. He expects to begin filming as soon as this, or as early as this spring. So, now is that like soon? I would think so. It's got to be fairly soon because, season 11 will likely be done before we see this movie, most likely. Lincoln left The Walking Dead during its 9th season in 2018, but his character would live on. Franchise Chief Content Officer Scott Gimple quickly announced Rick would return in a series of AMC original films that would later be upgraded to bigger budgeted features distributed into theaters by Universal Pictures. Production was expected to get underway in 2019, but a series of delays, including a pushback shooting start amid the TS-19 pandemic, have kept Lincoln away from the Walking Dead universe. Initially, I didn't miss him too much because it was such a great finish to my story on the show. The English actor told the latest print issue of SFX magazine about Rick, who flies away from the Walking Dead aboard a helicopter piloted by the CRM. Quote, also, I am in very, very close communication with all of my friends from Atlanta, so I'm always in touch with them. But then this extraordinary situation happened in the world, and we all pushed the pause button. And also, there had been so much happening in a country I see as my second home. So I think he's referring to America. He should just move there. That's what I'm thinking, right? Lincoln and Gimple, at the time the Walking Dead showrunner, devised a potential exit strategy for Lincoln as far back as season 4. The actor ultimately left the Georgia-based production to spend more time with his growing family, only for his children to urge him to get back to Rick Grimes. Sounds like they got tired of him quickly, right? Quote, I've never missed America more than last year. Actually, it's quite interesting, Lincoln said. And my children, I came back for my children, and they're like, what are you doing? We want to go back to America. Get your boots on and start getting into the zombies. So there's a certain sense that I've missed the character. I think he's a magnificent character, and I loved being Rick. Gimple, who co-wrote the script for Walking Dead with Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman, produces the film with first-time producer Lincoln. He's going to be a producer on the movie. I didn't know that. That's cool. Though the actor has been away from Rick since 2018, Lincoln hasn't strayed too far from The Walking Dead. Throughout all of this time, percolating underneath it has been lots of script writing and development for the feature, he told SFX. So it's difficult because I've always had one eye on the movies. And then, of course, we've waited and waited and waited. Hopefully, we should be receiving a script any day now. So we are very, very excited. And we've got a wonderful team involved in it. So yes, the short answer is I've missed it greatly the last year. I'm looking forward to getting back. Lincoln also told the magazine he would, quote, never say never to making an appearance in the upcoming expanded final season of The Walking Dead, and that his big screen Rick return will at long last begin filming at the first available opportunity. So it sounds like they're basically looking to start filming once everything's in a row. Once everything's lined up here, we're going to see them start filming for Walking Dead finally for the movie. So that's good. Okay, now what have you guys been saying when I was reading this all? Okay, let's see. We're talking about Wyman's leg. Yeah. Glitch in the Matrix. Mia. Yeah. Kick was brutal. Holly Norman Music says, I love your logo in the live stream. What program are you streaming with? What am I using? Streamlabs. OBS. I'm not very good at streaming. I just started doing it like a year ago. Hey, Jeff. How you doing, man? Spike43 says, hey, Trev, did you see Alex Jones' interview with Stephen Greer on the idea of a fake alien invasion? Yes, I saw it. We'll get into that, too. And there was even Stephen Greer says that what did he say, his uncle or somebody like that, one of his, somebody in his family worked on the lunar lander module on the moon. So once I heard that, I started laughing because I thought, there we go. He's a NASA guy. I knew it. I knew Greer was one of these NASA guys. I just knew it. Because he's doing the alien thing, and the alien thing is always connected with the astronauts, right? The astronauts always tell you how when they were on the moon and they were doing the stuff, they saw strange lights and they saw stuff that could have been UFOs. So they sort of used the UFOs to kind of like distract everyone away from the fact that it's like, yeah, we didn't go there. Anyway, okay, so, but I saw it, Spike 43, and I actually thought it was pretty good. Because I think the alien invasion thing is actually going to happen at some point, which I think is stupid. But I really do think that at some point they're going to do it, yeah. But they talked about Illuminati, stuff like that. They talked about a bunch of different stuff. It was really good. I do, and I want to be clear here too. I do like InfoWars. I find it very entertaining. I think it's a lot of fun. And I don't necessarily hate it, even if it's an offshoot of like AOL Time Warner, or even if it's like controlled opposition opposite of what it claims to be. I still don't hate it. I still like it because it's just fun. And why not, man? It's all good stuff. It's all fun. You can't change anything to do with any of this stuff anyway. So you might as well just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. It's all fun stuff. The System is Rigged said, I want to believe that the final season will be bigger than ever, but they always say this for every new season to hype it up. So I am setting my expectations, or I'm not setting my expectations too high. Well, that makes sense. I think that's what you're saying, right? System is Rigged. So yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a 2-year, 1-season Evan Water. It's going to be 24 episodes, so it's going to be 3 parts. So you get 8 episodes starting in the summer, and then we'll see if they do another 8 in the winter, or if that gets pushed into 2022. Jeez, man, 2022. And then we see the final season like the next fall or something for the final season of Walking Dead. Alex 4LOL said, I'm praying every day that they don't pull a Game of Thrones and just stick with the comics with some alterations. Yeah, I don't think they'll kill everybody, Alex 4LOLs. Yeah, I don't think they'll kill everybody in Walking Dead before it ends. I don't think so. Chris said, do you think they'll release a 4K box set of the Walking Dead seasons? Well, they could do that, Chris, but it will be a bit fraudulent because I believe the series, wasn't it filmed on old, like grainy, like older filming type stuff? So I don't think you can take what they filmed it on and somehow like put it on 4K, because I think it's filmed with like older quality stuff. So I'd have to look at the specifications to what type of filming they did for the early seasons of Walking Dead. Like for the first like 9 seasons or so, they use older filming style equipment and older stuff for quite a bit of that. So if they did that, is it possible to convert that to 4K? Do you have to do digital alterations and digital enhancement or something? I'd still be down with getting it on 4K if it, but the problem is that when it comes to tech, if you film something on, let's say you film something in 1080p, you can't then change it. If you filmed it in 1080, it's 1080. If you blow it up to 4K, you're just stretching it if you filmed it in 1080. So I'm not sure exactly what type of film they used to film the early seasons of The Walking Dead. But if they used older film quality, you can't take that and use it on 4K because the palette is smaller. So if the palette is smaller, which is a quarter of 4K with like 1080 to 4K, if you blow it up, you're just stretching the image. So you're kind of faking the quality. Now you can use digital remastering. You can kind of get your graphic artists and people on it to clean it up frame by frame and stuff like that if you want to. But it'd still be cool. But I think that they filmed it in lower quality film reel for the earlier stuff. So it probably look much the same even if it's in 4K, depending on your TV. Maybe a little bit better if they do like digital remastering or what have you, that type of thing. The System is Rigged said, don't know how good they can make season 11 if there's still restrictions. Yeah, it's true. Well, luckily, it's not like it is here because where I live in Ontario, it's a full-on shutdown. Like grocery stores, pharmacy, that's it. Essentials only, and basically everything else is either reduced capacity or just closed. So I think you can do takeout food, but I don't think you can dine in, stuff like that. So it's luckily for us where they're filming, they're able to continue to do it, even if they have to do it with some distancing or whatever. At least they can do it, because if they were filming where I live, they'd have to either film somewhere else or they'd just have to shut down, because they wouldn't be allowed to continue. The government would send the troops, right? send in the boys with the checkers on their hats, right? So yeah, like, you know, choose your side, like in the UK, right? So there's not much you could do, right? It's just what it is. Okay. Hey, DV, how you doing, man? Thank you, man. I'm glad you like the streams, and we'll try to do a few more. Yep. No Penguin movies. No. Yeah, I know. Spike 43. Andrew Lincoln leaves The Walking Dead to play with penguins. You know, it's like, Trev, it's not a penguin. It's a baby magpie. It's like, okay. I'd rather see him kill zombies. I'm just saying. I mean, I know it's just zombies anyway, but zombies or penguins, let's get him killing zombies. Okay, the market gets what the market wants. Damn it. So, yeah. Okay, what else we got here from you guys? Yeah. Jeffrey said, damn, 2018 was the last time I saw Walking Dead. Wow, really? You haven't been watching it for that long? Well, thanks for staying subscribed, Jeff, even though you haven't been watching since 2018. Good stuff. Jeff said, I'm doing pretty good, Trev. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Real good. Yep, good stuff. I got the groceries and everything. We're good. Jack Goldberg says, love you, bud. But this bigger stuff isn't what made The Walking Dead great. Fair enough, Jack. Some of the better episodes were when it was smaller and they didn't have as much in the way of a cast or crew. Yeah, I agree with that. That's true. So we'll see what these episodes are like. I think they'll be good. Tesla Da Vinci, our friend Tesla says, what is it that Elon Musk really intends? If Mars is not real, etc. Yeah, okay. He's fucking with you. That's what he's doing. They're all fucking with you, Tesla. That's what they're doing. So, yeah, I don't know how much you want to say about it, but my opinion is they're screwing with you. That's what they're doing. But what's impressive is how massive the screw job is. That's what's impressive. It's such a massive screw job that people will not think it true, because it's so massive that you'd almost say to yourself, that's a different world than what I live in. And if you're profane, that's true. It actually is a different world than what you realize it is. Because what you find is that a lot of the top people are in a club. They're in clubs. They're in different clubs, which all connect in together. So public opinion is absolutely manufactured. It's absolutely controlled. And that's where people they'll get stopped there. And that's where I kind of got stopped too when I first started researching this stuff, because I thought, well, that would mean that it would have to be absolutely almost all-encompassing. Like almost all-encompassing for the entertainment industries, you know, different means of media, news, everything else. Almost all-encompassing. And that's the thing. It is, actually, yeah. So did he send, what did someone say? Did he send his car in outer space? I just don't know, man. I don't know what to say sometimes. Maybe we'll do a sing-along. Maybe the best way to answer is REM song, right? You guys heard the REM song? Maybe we'll do a sing-along for REM. I don't know all the words, though. It's a pretty cool song. REM, Man on the Moon. Okay, let's see. Yeah, if you believe. I have to find all the lyrics here, right? Maybe I'll prep it for next time. Yeah, wow. I didn't know that some of the lyrics here for this song, Man on the Moon, is actually pretty good. They've got Darwin in here. Mr. Charles Darwin had the gall to ask. Yeah. Now, Andy, did you hear about this one? Tell me, are you looked in the punch? And Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are you having fun? And then this is the chorus, right? So, if you believe, voice crack. They put a man on the moon, man on the moon. If you believe there's nothing up his sleeve, then nothing is cool. You know, I sometimes when I look at the lyrics of it, it's like up his sleeve, it's like magic, right? You know, like a magic trick up his sleeve, that kind of thing. Oh, it's good stuff. I'll have to look through. Maybe I'll look through all the lyrics of this song, and we'll kind of come back to it later. But it's a fun song. And then they also did "Losing My Religion" as well, which is another good song. Which is sometimes you wonder some of the musicians and how much they know, because some of them are part of other societies that do tell them a lot of information, and some of them actually really do know a lot of stuff. Like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was in the car the other day, and "Californication" came on. And one of the lyrics to that is, space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. So it's pretty good. So some of them do know a lot, but it just depends on who it is. So, yeah. But okay. Jeff's got a good one here. We're gonna go into aliens, dude. We're going into aliens, all right? So Greer. So Greer was on Alex Jones, and Greer's like the alien guy, right? You got him, you got Freemason Tom DeLonge, you got people like that. The alien guys, right? They're doing the alien thing. It's like, it's cool, man. I get it. You're doing the alien thing. And Greer's been doing the alien thing. He's a doctor, actually. And he's doing the alien, and has been doing the alien thing for I don't know how many years, 20 years now, something like that, since like the late 90s or 2000s. He's been doing the alien thing for a long time. So he was on Alex Jones this week, and so they started to work in a little bit to the narrative that, yes, yes, they may do a fake alien invasion, and that's why some of the Pentagon's releasing different footage and different stuff like this and what have you and whatever. But Greer was kind of... So what was he saying? He was basically saying that, yes, we do have a ruling elite, pretty much. And yes, they may do this global alien invasion thing. Fake global alien invasion thing to bring the world together and to bring all the militaries together, combine everything together. It would be pretty smart to do, actually, because then you could get everybody's military to all join together under the UN, under you, and then you control the UN. It's like total world domination, right? So you bring in kind of the fake alien invasion thing, you bring everybody together. So what he was kind of saying is like that whole Masonic kind of one world, the great work, world rule, fake alien invasion to bring all the armies of the world together. People believe it real. That whole thing, they all get together. So he was saying that, yeah, they may do that, but I think Greer's angle is that aliens are actually good, and they do exist, and they are extraterrestrial. And then he goes into the NASA stuff. So I was good with him up until the point when he started saying that his family worked on the lunar lander. And I was like, no. Okay, if you guys have looked at pictures of the lunar lander, what is it, the LEM or whatever the module name is, where it looks like it's made out of like curtains, aluminum foil, and like curtain rods. And supposedly this thing, which they couldn't even land properly here, supposedly they landed this thing on the frickin' moon, supposedly, and then blasted back off from it, reattached. So according to their heliocentric model, the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, right? It's hurling through space at whatever the speed is. I don't even know what the speed is. I have to look up the numbers. What is it like? Oh, I forget. I'm going to butcher it because I'm going off the top of my head here. But anyway, the numbers are crazy. This thing's spinning and moving over here, and then this thing's rotating around here. And you blast it off from here. You went 200. What is it? Room 2. Oh, I'm feeling a little bit fuzzy today. 270. What is the miles to the moon? It's like 202, room 267, something like that. Whatever the amount is, like over 200, over 250,000 miles there. You somehow managed to do it while it was moving around. You somehow managed to use your calculus so well that you went from this spin and effing thing over to this goddamn thing, which is like rotating around at just the right time. And then somehow you went there and you shot off this thing which landed, and then you went around, you played golf or whatever bullshit, depending on which mission you're talking about. And you went out in this stupid rover thing that has no tracks under it from where it would come out of the damn lander. And then you go back in the thing, you shoot back off, you attach to the thing, you come all the way back to the Earth, which is still, again, spinning and like flying through everywhere, wherever. And somehow you were able to do the calculus, so you got everybody back and nobody died, right? And you didn't just do it once, you did it a whole bunch of times, right? It's like, okay, yeah, okay, cool. So it's like when someone said, what did someone say to me? Someone said to me, I think it's the Neil deGrasse Tyson argument recently. They said, they're like, it would have been easier to just go there than it would have been to fake it. And it's like, wait, what does Hollywood do? don't they just fake movies every day, all the time? And haven't they been doing that for how many years? You know, like since like, when was like the first film, you know, that kind of was produced out of Hollywood? I don't even know. But is it over 100 years ago? Something like that. Whenever it, you know, whenever you want to look at. All that time, they've been creating movies which fake things, right? And you mean to tell me that it would have been easier to just go there than it would have been to do what you guys do every day, all the time, every day, and what we're talking about right now, which is, you know, like for us, maybe killing zombies, right? Fake zombies, right? You're fake killing zombies. And you mean to tell me it would be easier to actually go there and do it and travel over 500,000 miles and back, and somehow you're going to fuel it all the way too. How are you going to fuel it all the way also, considering the distance so far, right? Didn't Werner von Braun say they would need like 5? I think he said they would need like 5. They would need docking stations to refuel in between. You'd have to like set up docking stations to go from like here to there and then refuel, and here to there to refuel, and here to there refuel, and then the way back you'd have to refuel, and you'd have to send up other things to refuel on the way. Anyway, okay, I'm ranting. Anyway, that's my answer for you. But it would have been easier to do that than it would have been to do just what Hollywood does all the time. So they're back to Californication, right? Okay, we're this is supposed to be a Walking Dead video, but that didn't last long. Oh, we got a Walking Dead question. Oh, that's good. All right, but we'll go to the super chat first. Thank you, Ray, for your support. So he said, you got to check out the newest episode of my podcast. You got to hear what I say about Gates and Biden at Skull and Bones. Oh, really? Hilarious. Okay, all right. I'll check that out, Ray. Ray, send me the name again, because I have it, but I don't have it handy. And thanks for your support, and I'm happy that you're having fun with your cast. That's good. Keep yourself busy, man. That's about all you can do. Right, Chris Butterackle said, come on, Trev. Are you telling me the movie Armageddon wasn't real? Bruce Willis saved the world in outer space, man. Yeah, there we go. Dan posted for me. Thank you, Dan. 238. So they switched it. It was 237, and then they said, no, actually, it's not 237,000. It's 230. So if you got the measurement wrong for that, we're expected to believe, and you had to switch it later, we're expected to believe that you put people on there and did it while everything was moving around and rotating and everything else, and hurling through space and everything else, and you did it, and nobody died, right? Okay, yeah, sure. So 238,855 miles times 2. Plus, you'd have to probably navigate a bit, turn around, stuff like this, whatever. Slingshot around, whatever, man. This is a movie shit, is what it is. That's what it is, man. Anyway, okay, what do we get? Somebody said, what did Beaverus say? Greer's the guy that communicates with aliens via meditation, right? Yes, that's him, yeah. So Greer's thing is that aliens are good, like the Greys. They're good guys. They're benevolent. They're not bad. And we're the bad guys, right? So again, this Masonic, we are the problem, right? Overpopulation. Too many of you. Useless, Bertrand Russell. Useless eaters. Consumption. Bill Gates. Tax their consumption. Don't tax their income. Tax their consumption, right? That's what Gil Bay says, right? It's like, using too much carbon, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Global warming and climate sustainability and UN, and do you believe us yet? Just do what you're told, okay? Did we overwhelm you enough yet? Just do what we tell you to do. That's it. Nobody gets hurt, right? So, good stuff, man. I had a coffee earlier, guys. I'm going to have another coffee soon, actually, too. Yeah, it's good stuff. So, okay, what do we get here? So, Jeff, yes, I am. You can add me on Facebook if you want to. No problem. Camillus Bright said, I couldn't handle your podcast opening up because you're so well-rounded. I don't know if she's talking to Ray or if she's talking to me. Did Ray post his thing yet? I wanted to see the link to his podcast again, and I can tell you guys to go there and check it out too. Okay, let's see. All right, I think we had a Walking Dead question. I think we did. Before we started talking about fake aliens and fake alien invasions and NASA and all the other stuff, Fake X, the International Fake Station, everything else. What are we talking about? Okay. DV says, Trev, what about the corruption within established religion, Roman Empire, takeover of Christianity, etc.? Well, I try to stay away from. We try to stay away from religion mostly. I'll talk about scientism as a religion because I think that's okay. But I don't want to offend people based on their beliefs. I do hold that as something which, at least when I was brought up, I was taught to respect people's beliefs and not to criticize them too much or go into them too much or whatever. I know that in philosophy sometimes guys will argue for creationism or against it and that whole type of thing. I don't get into it too much because people do get super offended. And we're talking Walking Dead, so I want to say most people that are Walking Dead fans, well, I'm going to say most are religious. Some of them are, but I try not to too much. And also, I don't really think that, I know there's some people, they'll go into like Jesuits and stuff like this, and they'll try to say like, oh, the Black Pope and these people are pulling strings or whatever. I don't think that's true. I don't think Jesuits are really that high up in the pyramid. I mean, certainly there's going to be controlling aspects to the different religions, but from what I've read about Itamanuli is that they're basically moving away from Christianity. It's kind of an anti-Christian move. They're moving away from kind of that older, and Catholicism as well too. They're taking these out of the culture. They're starting to erase these through media and through culture creation. They're starting to clear out these older religions. So, in the future, it will likely get to a point where just about nobody is really religious anymore. Like, those are thought of as older stuff. People are not into them anymore. And in terms of the masses, I do think religion, the older religions, will be phased out. I think they will be basically erased, pretty much, is what will be happening. Because that's already been happening, and that's likely going to continue to happen. So, so it's sort of like, if you're the dude okay, how do we look at this way? If your business, if you're a pope or whatever, if your business is on the firing line and is going to be eventually taken out, and already has been in a lot of ways, decimated in terms of, I want to say, the amount of people who attend, your customers, right? The amount of people who are involved in it, the amount of people who believe it. How would anyone think that you're calling the shots if your business is just, and you could look at religion as a business too, I don't pay any taxes, but lots of tax deals, but you could kind of look at it as a business, in that, they do what they're doing and they get paid for it somewhat. They can make a living doing it. And there are some that, depending on where you live and what you're doing, there's some that make a lot of money doing it. They can do very well being a, pastor, what have you. So if your business is being erased, why would anyone think that that people like you are the top shelf, your top capstone of the pyramid? Why would they think that? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't ring true to me. If you're the one being wiped out, then pretty much by nature of what's happening, obviously you're not dominant. You're not the top dog, right? If you were, you'd make sure that your own stuff is definitely protected first. If you're being wiped out, that would tell me that, most likely you're not the one at the top. And that's what it is, kind of an anti... The whole great work, even, and inside the great work, from like a Masonic perspective, inside the great work is Luciferianism, Lucius Trust, or Lucifer Trust, Lucius Trust. Oldest fossil human being ever found. Lucy, you have an inner core of Luciferianism at the top spots. So I don't know why people would think that, unless they want to undermine religion for some other reason. But I view it as, it's on the firing line, and in a few generations, I don't even think it's going to be a thing anymore. In 100, 200 years, I don't think Christianity, Catholicism, I don't think those old religions are going to be widely practiced anymore. I don't think so. So, okay, I think that's enough for that one. And did Ray post his... All right, okay, so the Ray Infinity Show. Yeah, thanks, Ray. Okay, so let's post that back. Guys, check out the Ray Infinity Show from Ray, and I'll have to check it out later tonight. Okay, I'm going to save it again, Ray, and I'm going to try and see if I get time. Ray Studios, Ray Infinity Show, to check out your cast, man. And keep doing your thing. It's good stuff, man. Okay, let's see here. All right, need a cameo, Trev, in the final season. That's not going to happen, Red Lotus. That's not going to happen. Jeffrey Lane, also Mortal Kombat was trash too. I didn't see Mortal Kombat yet, but I saw the trailer for Mortal Kombat. Scorpion and Sub-Zero look pretty cool. I love the 90s Mortal Kombat, man, but if I watch the new one, it's probably just going to make me want to go watch the 90s one again for the nostalgia. I just love it. Madeline K said, and hasn't one of NASA's people even said that we lost the technology to go back? Yeah, that's the official record, right? But Elon put a Tesla in space. Yeah, I don't know too much about SpaceX and Elon. So I don't talk too much about it, but from the NASA stuff, yes, they lost the telemetry data, right? Somehow they lost it, right? It's like some of the most important data ever in humanity's history. We lost it, bro. We lost it. They admit that, yeah, and they don't have the technology to go back there now. They have officially said that it's a painful process to build it back up again. So they'd have to build back better. They'd have to build it up again so they could go back to this place that supposedly they went to in the friggin' 60s with like the amount of computing power of less than a pocket watch. Well, nowadays, who buys pocket watches nowadays? That was the old saying, right? Nowadays it'd be like your phone, right? Who uses watches now anyway? Your phone, man. So yeah, it's cool stuff. But yeah. Hey, maybe we shouldn't go into it too much. Let's switch the topic. I more wanted to talk about the alien. Someone brought up Greer with the alien thing. So that's mostly what I was going to. I just think he kind of discredited himself when he brought up the NASA thing. I don't think he realizes that people don't think of that as a good thing anymore. like if you bring up that some of your family worked on the deal, we don't, like most people now, after the internet and everything else, we know that that's not a good thing. That doesn't give you credibility because some of your family worked on parts of this. In fact, it's the opposite, actually. So, yeah. Okay, let's see here. All right. Okay. What else we got here? Any Walking Dead questions? Okay, Clammy True Colors said, Trev, I think Season 11A will be the first half season to top 801 to 808 in terms of production and the crazy battles. Remember how 1101 and 1102 took 28 days filming? Yeah, it's more ambitious than Season 8A. Yeah, that sounds good. It does sound like the first 2 episodes will be really great. So I am really excited for them. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's see. Robert Moobley said, yes, I recall Reptile from the games. He's like a green ninja, basically. He spit out acid. Yeah, he's a reptilian, right? Yeah, Reptile. And yeah, he'd take his mask off, reveal he's a I wonder if that has anything to do with like David Icke's thing, right? It's like they turn into reptiles, right? It's like Mortal Kombat. Reptile rips off his thing, and then he shows himself to be a reptile, and he spits acid at you or like eats your head off or something. It's funny. Did Mortal Kombat 2 predate David Icke's reptilian stuff? I forget. I have to look back to like the which one came first. Did Reptile and Mortal Kombat? Maybe that's where he got the idea from, right? It's like he's walking through and he said, "Oh, it was a reptilian," right? So I know. Which one came first? That's what I want to know. Chris Butteracco said Andy Kaufman in a wrestling match. Yeah, I never was a big fan of Andy Kaufman. Didn't he play different characters though? Wasn't that one of his things? And didn't Jim Carrey play him in Man on the Moon? I thought so. Yeah, Jim Carrey is pretty in it, man. He's one of the top. He's one of the top ranking people. I think we've talked about that before a bit. He did one with David Icke, didn't he? I think didn't David Icke do one with Jim Carrey? I thought he did. I was like, oh, that's pretty suspicious, man. In the club? Are we in the club or are we not in the club? Which one? Are we anti the club or are we representation of the club? Which one is it? Jeffrey said Greer looks like a reptilian, his damn self. So that's pretty funny. Josh Rue said, I believe that space is real, but I do not believe that we can leave Earth. It could be. Yeah, it could be. I just think it's a desktop wallpaper type thing. Okay, let's see. Okay. So we got Ray. He said Ray Infinity Show, and then he said Gates and Biden clap each other's cheeks. I don't know, man. Well, I think that Biden is definitely down with everybody who's high up. I think, and he's doing exactly what he's told. So that's good. Raid asked me if I read the final chapter of Attack on Titan. I haven't, Raid, but I did watch some of Attack on Titan. I wasn't a huge fan of it, though. I thought it was pretty good, but I wasn't crazy about it or anything. I just thought it was all right. Clammy said, would you consider 701, 809, and 905 better episodes than 609 No Way Out? No, I don't think so. 701, better than No Way Out? Well, it was more hyped than No Way Out. But I think No Way Out was the better episode. Maybe 905 is the best ever because of Rick's leave and everything. That was really, really good. So, yeah. Okay, so Jeff said, Trev, when it gets bad, we are coming to get you. Best believe, my friend. Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. I don't think it's going to get that bad or anything. Everything's going to be fine, guys. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Okay, let's see what we got. Tim F. said, Mortal Kombat sucked. So maybe I won't bother to watch it. I'll just watch the 90s rerun again, which I've seen a good number of times. I actually like the second Mortal Kombat from the 90s, too. It's pretty fun. Yeah. So, let's see. Prey was great. Attack on Titan is the greatest of all time, says Javier. Very cool. Dylan Scott says, one burger a month, guys. Check out this cup I got, guys. It's a My Little Pony cup. Nice, huh? It's just water, but yeah. I'm not a brony. I bought it for Jess. So, Kidman104 says, will The Walking Dead ever stop underdeveloping characters like Carol and Morgan? What, you don't think Morgan is developed enough? Oh, I think he's pretty developed from what we've seen in Morgan throughout the series, especially with his him being in Fear now. Dan Smith wants to talk about the new Fear. Okay, well, we did the review for the Daniel episode. What did you guys think of it? Is the episode over now? Have you seen it all now? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the new Fear the Walking Dead episode. I thought it was pretty good. Now, there has been some discussion in the channel about Daniel, whether he's actually losing his mind or whether they're somehow messing with him or something. Because if you watch the episode back, I think he doesn't tell... I think they say that he told them to go to the caverns, didn't he? And he says, no, he didn't. But if you watch the episode back, he didn't tell them to go there. He told them to go to the, what is it, an outpost or outhouse or something? Not outhouse, outpost, some kind of place over there to go to. So some people were sending comments. They thought that Daniel was maybe, like, he was remembering it properly, but that Charlie, Grace, and Morgan were doing this to him to kind of get him to be an inside man for Strand. I don't know. We'll see what they do in the future here with Daniel, but it seemed like to me Daniel was kind of starting to lose it, but maybe it's possible it could be a work or something. Dan Smith said, I think Daniel is lying. Well, that's possible. He could be pretending. That's true, to maybe get closer to Strand or something. He could be acting again just like he did before. Sir Monkey Suit says, Mortal Kombat wasn't that bad. It had amazing moments for those that know the lore and everything. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, watch it. Those that don't know anything, it won't do anything for you. Okay, well, I thought it looked okay. Maybe I'll give it a try still there, Sir Monkey. Okay, let's see. C. Benny says, it feels like Fear the Walking Dead has no direction. Beaver said, my theory on Daniel's cavern thing is that they were getting we're getting his unreliable point of view. Yeah, I understand what you mean, Beaver Echo. So it showed it to us from his perspective. That does make sense to me too, yeah. Yeah. Jeff wants to say, which character is kind of our absolute favorite for Walking Dead, or is, if you had to pick a character from Walking Dead that is close to your personality, who would it be? So somebody who's most similar to us in Walking Dead. I don't know who I'd see myself as most similar to in Walking Dead. I'm really not sure. Maybe I'd see myself as somebody like a Rick or something, but I'm kind of younger. I think a lot of people saw themselves as Carl before Carl was killed, especially the younger guys. And then when he was killed off, they kind of stopped watching. So, maybe Carl for most people. For me, maybe like Rick or somebody like that. Yeah. Raid said, did you see Jorge Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman fight? No, I didn't see it. And Chris Weidman break his leg. That was brutal. Yeah, Jay sent me the video of Weidman breaking the leg. That was absolutely brutal, man. So weird. We discussed. Yeah, I'm drinking from a My Little Pony cup. Yes, I am. I'm not a brony, but I am drinking from a My Little Pony cup. Yes, I am. I just grabbed it. It was downstairs. Whatever. What's wrong with the ponies, man? Nothing wrong with the ponies. I don't know. It's an old cut. It's probably like 5 to 10 years old now. Let's see. What did you say? Yeah, I be Morales, Chris. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I see myself as Morales. No, I don't. Okay. Clammy said, Trev, did you hear the news that Andrew Lincoln and Rick Grimes signed for at least 3 Walking Dead feature films? It's going to be big for sure. Well, that was kind of released in 2018, right? So that was a while ago. When he left in What Comes After, that was sort of announced then. So that's not new news or anything, man. We've known that for a long time, that it's supposed to be 3 movies, yeah. But will they actually get all 3 done? That's a different question. Jeff asked if I like Invincible. Yeah, I did a review for episode 7. I love Invincible. I think it's awesome and really a lot of fun. I hope it gets a second season. We'll see if it gets renewed. Yeah, yeah, Jack. We created Morales. Yeah, did we? No. Gimple did it, but he did it. He gave it to us, and then he killed him right away. Son of a bitch. So yeah. Okay. I don't know. Yusuf. I don't really care so much to do that. That doesn't really matter too much to me. I'm a fan. I'd like to meet Kirkman, I guess. If I could meet one person, it'd be Kirkman. So I could heckle him or something. Yell at him that he ended Walking Dead without creating something else. I'd heckle him a little bit and be like, create another Walking Dead, damn it. The hell's the matter with you? Something like that. I don't know. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. So, do I have a strawberry shortcake cup? No, I don't. I don't have one, no. Okay, let's see what else did we get for this one. So what did you guys think of this episode of Fear the Walking Dead? Yeah, Chris said, if you want a good laugh, look up Jerry Lawler on YouTube talking about filming the scenes in Man in the Moon with Jim Carrey. He said he was nuts. Really funny. You got to listen to it. Well, I do think Jim Carrey is kind of nuts, actually. Yeah, I think he is. But I think he's one of the high-ranking people in like the that type of section, the Hollywood Church of Satan, right? Isn't he? Isn't he one of those high-ranking people in that deal? So that's why he's kind of like, he's really funny anyway. So yeah, he was in the number 23, something like that. Which I don't know why number 23. That's not like a Masonic number or anything. So I don't know. Maybe it means significance to him or something. I'm not sure. That's like an occult movie type of thing. So what if Morales survived? Yeah, I wish Red Lotus. It's not going to happen, right? Beaver has said, not a mind-blowing episode of Fear, but it was pretty good. It was okay. And yeah, I agree with that. It was okay. It wasn't an amazing episode of Fear. It was just okay. Yeah. Yeah. Gimple giveth and taketh away, said Beaverus. Yeah, that's true. Yes, but some wondered if it's going to be just one film or 3. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to get all 3 movies done. They've been delayed now. They were supposed to start filming years ago for the first movie, and yeah, man, I don't know if they're going to get all 3 done. Maybe they'll get 1 movie done, and that'll be pretty much it. I think it'd be great if we could get 1 movie done. But maybe if Andrew Lincoln moves back to the States, realizes that he's got to be Rick, otherwise us fans are not going to be happy. Andrew, you got to give the market what it wants, my friend. You got to give the people what they want, right? Are you not entertained? You have to do what, well, you don't have to, but we want you to do what we want you to do. That's just what it is. So we want you to be Rick. So stop playing with penguins, man. We don't care about the damn penguins, magpie, whatever, So yeah, we want to see. We don't want to see Scrooge. We don't want to see playing with penguins. We want Rick. Okay, that's what we want. Give the people what they want. Come on, man. So I'd like to see 1 movie at least. Maybe 2. Maybe you do 3. You get the hell out of the UK. Get out of leave the kingdom, right? Let the king do what he wants. Let Prince Charles do whatever he wants. Leave the kingdom and come on over to the US. Move into the States. and create lots of Rick movies or lots of good stuff. And don't let them kill you off too early, because you could make a good run. You could even do another spin-off series for Walking Dead. Lots of stuff, man. It could be great. Yeah, Ray Studio said, do any of the 13 bloodlines mate with another line? Oh, yeah, they do. All kinds. Like, what did I read the other day? Oh, right, the Clintons. So Bill Clinton, I read, is actually a Russell, or he's part of the Russell bloodline. So there you go. So there's another one that I kind of found. I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know Clinton was a Russell. Makes sense, though, because then you have, like, the Russell Trust, and they created Skull and Bones. So one of the families of the 13 created Skull and Bones, which is at Yale, which is where W went, right? The Bushes went, because they're Skull and Bone, they're Bonesmen, the Black Lodge, which was created by the Russells, which was one of the 13. So you see how it traces it up. So then you have someone like a Clinton, like Rhodes Scholarship or whatnot, whatever. So if he has Russell bloodline, then that's why he would have been chosen to be, to have a run for president and everything else that they did. And same with W, the Skull and Bones we wore, War Room and everything. You have him being trained to then go in to be president, and then we war. As a bonesman, we war. So you have him go in and we war. What do you think he's going to do? What'd you train him to do? War. Okay. So he goes in, what do you get? You get war. So there you go. So, you do what you're trained to, what are you taught to do? You go to school, you do your thing. That's what they train you, they program you, they give you all this stuff, and then you go out and you do what you're programmed to do. What else would you expect? So, yeah, they do. And Ray, as you might think, that a lot of them would have bastards too, right? Or a lot of them will have illegitimate children too. So sometimes their bloodlines can offshoot into other last names. So sometimes you see someone with a different last name and you don't know that he's an offshoot of a different bloodline, and you would have no idea because they give you a different last name or whatever, and you wouldn't know that that person is actually an offshoot of a particular bloodline that's one of the top ones out of where Andrew Lincoln's from. Yeah. Where does Andrew Lincoln? Anyone know where Andrew Lincoln lives? He doesn't live in London, does he? I don't think he does. So, yeah, what do we say here? Clammy said, Andrew Lincoln just came out and confirmed again that, yes, he signed for multiple films. That's why I was bringing it up here. Yeah, 3. He signed for 3 movies, right? Okay, so he just confirmed that it's true that he signed for 3. Well, that's fine. I'm happy that you signed for 3. That's good. But will they do 3? I don't think so. I also will say that I don't think it'll be in theaters. I know they keep saying, like, Walking Dead theaters, but I'm like, I don't think so, man. Unless this thing turns around soon and the world goes back to somewhat normal, which I don't think it's going to, then I don't think we're seeing theaters. I think it'll be streaming of some kind. Yeah. But thanks for the comment, Clammy. It's not bad. Sir Monkey Suit said, Jim Carrey's nuts, but I think he had trouble when he was young. Well, I think didn't he grow up in a trailer or something? Comedians generally have dark thoughts, and like Robin Williams. Oh, yeah, Robin Williams was in the Dead Poets Society, right? That's kind of like a secret society, too, right? That's a cool movie. You can watch that, Dead Poets Society. That's a bit like Skull and Bones, or another movie you can watch on Skull and Bones is called The Skulls, which is, it's not an awesome movie, but it gives you a little bit of a taste of what Skull and Bones is kind of like on the inside. I think, anyway. It reveals some stuff in it. What is their number again? What's Skull and Bones number? Damn, I have to get a book. Look it up. Okay. All right. They put on a face a lot. Jim has had a lot of problems as well. Well, I would think so because of how dark the background is behind his career, what he's doing and everything. That, yeah, I would think that that he would have some different, as a lot of them do, have different problems and whatnot. I'm a big fan of his, though. I think he's really funny and everything. I used to love The Mask when I was a kid. I love The Mask. I love Ace Ventura. Pet Detective, the second one, right? He's really funny. I think that Jim Carrey is really, really funny. Maybe I'll watch the number. Is it the number 23? Maybe I'll watch that back again because that's got some Illuminati stuff in it. I think it even says in the intro, it's got like part of it written as like Illuminati, that kind of stuff. So in there somewhere. And doesn't he get like possessed or something during the movie? Something like that. So it's kind of cool. Okay, so it's going to be multiple films. Spike 43 said Bill Clinton was a faster job. I don't want to read it. Right. Spike 43, Bush is connected to the Nazis. Yeah, I've heard that connection as well, too. There's got to be something with the Bush bloodline. I haven't traced back or done enough reading on the Bushes, but I guarantee you, if you trace them back, they have to be an offshoot of one of the 13. Because of how prolific they've been and how high up they've been, the Bushes have got to be an offshoot of one of the top families. They've just got to be, because they're so right there. So I'll have to do some more research on that and see which bloodline they're tied to. But it might not even be in the public domain. You might not even be able to figure it out, because they could keep it secret. But they will know typically within the family which offshoot they are from what other bloodline, usually. Although you could also say that maybe they're their own bloodline and they just serve the pyramid very, very well. So they get up and they'll continue to get up. Yeah. Oh, thanks again, Ray. He said, was JFK related to 13? So yeah. So Kennedy is one of them. Kennedy is one of the 13. Yeah. So the Kennedys, man, that was brutal, right? Because then there was JFK. There was there was several males of the Kennedys also. Because wasn't his was it Jackie Kennedy? Man, I gotta look up the Kennedys here now. There was a few of them. One had an accident, didn't he? The other one was going to run for president as well, and wasn't he assassinated too? Because there was JFK, and then let's see who else was it? I'm going to butcher it. Okay, so siblings. So Robert F. Kennedy, Ted Kennedy, Rosemary Kennedy, more. But yeah, Kennedy is one of the 13. So whatever happened there, that must have been some kind of, there's Robert F. Kennedy and John F. Kennedy. There must have been some kind of insubordination or something at a high level there that happened. There's got to be. Something major must have happened with the Kennedys that caused that faction to basically be no more. Also, they're not at the top anymore. You don't hear about any of them trying to run or anything anymore. They're basically, he was assassinated. So Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated as well. So it wasn't just one of them. You had, they basically wiped it out, right? They wiped out that whole section. So something must have happened there is all you can say. What can you say exactly? What was it particularly? Did he break his oath? Did he, was there a power struggle in terms of position? Did somebody get too big for their britches? These are the questions you have to ask. What happened there? Because obviously if there were several assassinations, obviously it was against that whole family faction was I'm going to clear that out because of whatever must have happened behind the scenes there. Oh, really, Ray? Are the Bushes related to the Astor bloodline? Are they really? I have to look that up, but that makes sense to me if that's true. You don't hear about the Astors much in the media. I'll have to look that up, but that does make sense to me. But they're quite in the background. You don't hear many Astors at the front. That's not a name average person would know. A family or a bloodline family name, the Astors. But they're one of the 13 as well. Yeah, according to Fritz Springmeier anyway. So, and he wrote the book Bloodlines of the Illuminati, and good stuff. And he's not in jail anymore. I had to look it up because he wrote that book, and then they tried to say he tried to rob a bank, and they put him in jail. And then eventually he got out of jail. He's like a Christian guy. Is I don't think he tried to rob a bank. Yeah, I don't think so. So, probably framed him and threw him in jail for a while. Jeffrey, Illuminati Secret Wars, just like Game of Thrones. Right. Yeah, that's it. Like with the Kennedys. Yeah, basically, pretty much. Game of Thrones actually is not a bad thought experiment to compare to our real world, actually. There's a lot of things in Game of Thrones that you can compare. You can set up parallels to that in our, in real life. But of course, as you might expect, the profane or the average person has no idea how it all fits together, obviously, right? They think they're free and they think they vote and they think they do all this. It's okay. Yeah, sure. It's I didn't vote for him. I voted for him. It's I like that guy. So he's going to give me what I wanted, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, Jeffrey, you don't hear about the Todd family either. So John Todd apparently was a Collins, John Todd Collins. So he's one that did some speeches on the Illuminati, and he left. He left and became a born again Christian, and he looks like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. The Simpsons character Ned Flanders, the annoying Bible thumper neighbor, looks a little bit like him. This is John Todd right here. So John Todd Collins, he's got the look. Doesn't he look like Flanders? He's got the mustache, and let me blow this up. He's got the stash, right? He's got the hair, and it's brown too. And I don't know if he had glasses or not, but yeah, I guess he was a Collins. Is why he was assassinated too, as you might expect, right? And they write him as this, but it's like he wasn't really. He was just part of one of these Druid councils in the States, and he left and became a born-again Christian. So he did some good talks on witchcraft and witches. Yeah, so because he was part of some kind of coven or some shit like that in the States, which is pretty cool. This is a cool book. Look at this one here. Oh, man. Yeah, so John Todd Collins, I guess. So Illuminati and Witchcraft. Here you go. So by John Todd. Oh, okay. It's cool. So you're right. This is what it would be like, right? You have the big shots, right? With the puppets on the strings. You know, you're all puppets on strings. And then you have, Uncle Sam versus whichever. You know, you switch them out and you have to go against each other while you're all chilling in the background. Right, exactly, yeah. So that's pretty much it. So, yeah, but he's got some good talks. If you listen to him on audio archives on BitChute, you can listen to a lot of his deal. So him, John Todd Collins. And this is right here. This is some of the older talks. Isn't this, yeah, Fritz, right? Here we go. So he wrote the book on it, Bloodlines of the Illuminati, from people who left, who told him kind of how it works. That's him, isn't it? None of these people messed up. Why does he show up for John Todd? Well, I guess they're both they both talked about Illuminati, so that's why it would be. But yeah, he's like Flanders. He's like your annoying, Bible thumping, neighbor or something. Simpsons got all kinds of cool stuff in it. Yeah. Okay, was Bruce Lee related? Now, I don't know. I don't know, Ray, about that one. I have no idea. LI bloodline. I have no idea if Bruce Lee was related to the LI bloodline. I have no clue, man. Not at all. Yeah. I have no idea. Chris Butteraco says, looks like Doctor Strange, Trev. Yeah, I guess I look a little bit like Doctor Strange, yeah. Jeff said, remember the Collins family in the movie with Johnny Depp in The Dark Shadows? That's them. Oh, yeah, that's true. Sometimes they might celebrate themselves in different movies and whatnot. What was the Dark Shadows is the movie called? Because Johnny Depp has played some weird characters, man. He's played Pirates of the Caribbean, right? So he was in that. And what else was he in? Just strange characters, right? So it's like a vampire type of thing. Yeah, that probably would be something like it, right? Like here, let's show what he's talking about. He's talking about Dark Shadows. So something like that, that would be, yeah, vampirism, stuff like this. Just the darker stuff. Yeah, that does sound to me like, is that the name they use of the family in the movie, is the Collins? Is that what they call them? Which would, if that's true, would kind of be like, based on real life, sort of, right? So truth in fiction, sort of, right? Revelation through fiction. Let's see if there's anything cool in this that I can catch. I've never even seen this movie at all. Every family has its demons, right? So that makes sense. Let's see. It's too... Sorry, guys. The quality's no good. I don't know. Is it Masonic, a black and white checkerboard? Well, it's a little bit black and white, but nothing too crazy. I don't see anything that sticks out to me too much so far, except for the vampirism stuff, which is pretty obvious, right? So, yeah. I've never seen this movie, though, but thanks for bringing it up there, Jeff. That's cool. Right, he was the richest person on the ship and owned the biggest hotel in New York or something. Who are you talking about? Sir Monkey Suit? Let's see here. Yeah. His family, my mistake. There will be a Lord of the Rings series. Yeah, I'm very excited. Word of the day for the Lord of the Rings series. Really, really fun stuff. I think we're good for now, Jamie. I wouldn't worry about that because we... I try to be careful of the words that I say. I try to be careful. I don't think we've said anything here. We just mentioned family names and stuff like that. So I think you're fine as far as that goes. And we didn't say anything due to what's going on in the world right now. So I think we're fine. I don't have any strikes anymore. I had one strike, but it got cleared, so that's good. So I think we're pretty much safe to talk about whatever, almost whatever we want. But there are certain rules, like what's going on in the world right now is what you don't want to talk about. The V's, those are the main things. Yeah, Spike, thanks for that. 322. Thanks, Spike. That's the Skull and Bones number, is 322. And they also mention it, and Robert said the same thing. They also mention it in the movie The Skulls. So if you watch the movie The Skulls, 322 we war. That's in the movie, the War Room, and 322. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, yeah. Big Stoffer said that Junior plane crash was said to not look right. Well, you know, it's like with accidents. It's like, oh, they had an accident, right? Oh, of course they. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Oh, of course they did, right? Of course they had an accident, right? If you just do it from a pure statistic angle and you just say how many people, how old, how long do they live, you know, it paints a pretty bad picture. Because then you look at assassinated, accident. It's like, okay, at a young age, it's like, huh. That's kind of interesting, right? Huh. I wonder what happened here. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, that's true, Steve Benny. We're not allowed to talk about him, right? Hidden Hand, Fauci. Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about him. Don't say, oh, shit, I kind of said it. What are they calling him? Frodsky? They're calling him Frodsky, right? Yeah, that's a good one. Ray said, there's a rumor that Richard Nixon was a Reynolds. Really? Well, that wouldn't surprise me. I think there's, Ray, there's a theory you can look up. It's called, I think it's called the royal blood theory or something like that, where it tries to paint the picture that the presidents in the United States are, the president who wins the election is always that has higher blood in terms of like more royal blood. I think it's called the royal blood theory, something like that. And so I think it's been battled back. It's on Wiki. You can look it up on Google and see the royal blood theory, where it says that every time out of the different elections, the person who wins is always the one that has more royalty heritage, like royal heritage. I don't know if it's true or anything. I imagine that might be part of it. Like that might have something to do with it. Certainly, if someone has a lineage, I think that the super elite are really going to look at that like that's something. But it's probably not always the case that they always go with that. There might be somebody better trained to go in at a certain time. Or maybe sometimes they leave it up to the people, and the people actually do get to decide. And it just is like, you know, whichever one you pick, it doesn't really matter because they're both going to do the same thing anyway. We're going to make sure of it. So, yeah. Okay, what do we say? Angie said, Dark Shadows was a clumsy remake of a 1960s soap opera. I don't know how I feel about those different movies. I'm not a big fan of those like comedy, those dark Tim Burton comedy movies like that. They're okay. That kind of style, like that, is it Caroline or whatever, where they have the buttons on the eyes and they take the buttons off so they can see, right? Yeah, whatever. I'm not a big fan of those like dark whatever movies and stuff that are it's like, it's all right. It's not that great. Well, thank you, Mike. Still love you though, Travis. My name is Trevor, but thank you, Mike. I do appreciate it, but it's okay. I understand. You can call me Travis if you want to. It's always been something. You know, people call me Travis a lot. That's fine. Okay, let's see. You have to be a high-level wizard to make it. Said word. Let's see what else we got here. Johnny Depp was in the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Was he really? I haven't seen that. Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, shit like that, Chris. Like Edward Scissorhands, all that stuff. I'm not a big fan, man, of any of that stuff. I just think it's like, yeah, this is not that. I don't know. I don't find it that entertaining at all. Yeah, and thanks again for your support, Ray. Ray said, is Ryan Reynolds the actor related to Bloods? Well, I don't know, actually, for him. I've never done a background check on him, but he is a Reynolds, so that's kind of interesting because that's one of them as well, actually, of the 13. Maybe I'll get a list of the 13. Okay. 13 bloodlines. I believe Reynolds is on there. Here we go. I got it. Okay. All right, we're gonna switch. So we're gonna look at the list. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. Here's the bloodlines, right? That are according to Fritz. Now, so all he really did was he just interviewed people who defected, and then he just I cut off some of the bottoms here, or like number 12. I think I'll just say what it is. So all he did was he just interviewed people who left, and they basically gave it up, and then he wrote the book and released the book. So There's the Astors, the Bundys. So think like, was it Ted Bundy? Is that what it is? The Cullens, DuPont, Freeman, Kennedys, Lees, Onassis, Rockefeller, Rothschild, Russell, right? So there's the Russells. That'd be like Clinton. And Merovingian is 13. Number 12 is Van Dunn. So the Reynolds is close. I've heard Reynolds mentioned in other ones, but this one doesn't have it here. Yeah, see this one. See, some of them conflict with each other, right? It's kind of tricky to see. Where's the one that shows the Reynolds? Right here. It's because some of them are close, right? So it's hard to say exactly which ones are the top of the top, right? And even those are kind of argued in terms of position. But this one's got Reynolds on it here. You see that? So this one has it. But this one doesn't have some of the others. It has some of the different Freeman. Like it's got... but does this one have Merovingian? No, it doesn't. So this one has Reynolds, but it doesn't have Merovingian. You see? So it depends on which one you look at. But this book is really good if you want to read about it. You can find this book online, Bloodlines Illuminati, if you want to read it. Yeah, it's good stuff to look up, and definitely good stuff to know. Definitely good stuff to read. He also does the third one where he goes into offshoots like Disney. So he goes into offshoot bloodlines, McDonald's, Disney, stuff like that. And yeah, so you can go ahead and take a look through that stuff. Anyway. Yeah, let's switch off because I don't think we're supposed to talk about this too much. Maybe a little bit's okay, but not too much, right? We'll draw it back a little bit. So, yeah. Hey, how you doing, Alex? Am I a mechanic? I'm sort of a mechanic. I'm a mechanic for computers, I guess. Chris Butteraco says, Trev Bourne, the Trev supremacy. I think that Jason Bourne is the Bourne identity. That's, what's his name? Is that Matt Damon, right? Bourne Identity? Because he didn't he do an internship with the CIA too or something like that? Him and what's his buddy's name? Bourne Identity. Ben Affleck. Yeah, they did a stint with the CIA first, right? Before they got into big deal with movies and stuff. As you might expect. Well, of course they did, right? Let's see the name. What's his name? My brain is foggy today. What the hell's wrong with me? I'm like going fast, but I'm kind of, my brain's not clicking. Matt Damon. There it is. Matt Damon. Jason Bourne. Right. And Ben Affleck. Yeah, those two guys. And they were in Good Will Hunting, weren't they? Yeah, I think so. With Robin Williams. Yeah, so that's cool. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't know too much about Ryan Reynolds' background. I kind of like him in Deadpool. He's okay. He's funny and stuff. You know, it's cool. But I'm not a huge Deadpool guy. I like Wolverine more than Deadpool myself. So yeah. There's some other ones there. Motion science throughout. Sinclair, Vanderbilt. Yep, that's true. Bundy, right? Yeah, Al Bundy. Yep, that's right. Some of the other ones too that are prominent. McDonald's, Disney, offshoots and lower ones that are kind of close but different. Yeah, there's quite a few of them to know actually. You could study this for a long, long time. Disney and all the stuff that Disney's involved with, you could spend years just studying that, right, by itself. So ICU said Kennedy's grandparents came here in the 1640s. Wow. They're in my bloodline because my people was on the same boat and had kids with them. Oh, that's cool, ICU. So what's your last name, ICU? Is it Kennedy as well, or which family name did you take then, if that's the case? And that's cool. And let's also be clear here. We're just having fun. We're just enjoying ourselves. We're not doing anything serious or anything. We're just having some fun, right, dude? So we keep it cool. Everybody keep it cool, right? So Sir Monkey Suit, best Ben Affleck, Matt Damon movie was Dogma. Oh, yeah, that is a fun one. They're in, like, everything, aren't they? They get, like, roles like crazy. But I guess if you're top ranking at CIA, then maybe you would get roles in just about whatever you want, right? It's like, yeah, you're right there, right at the forefront. Marcus, what's up, man? He said, yo. So what's up, man? How you doing? Any more comments about Fear the Walking Dead tonight, guys? Anything you want to say about Daniel's episode? Okay, Salty Shapir Vessel 2.0 said a good movie is Repo, the genetic opera. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Repo at all. I don't like opera, though. I'll be honest with you there. I'm not an opera fan. Madeline K said, yeah, supposedly all U.S. presidents except for Martin Van Buren are related to King John of England. Well, probably if you trace it back far enough. You have to ask, like, how many children did King John have, and then how far down did they go? But I have heard there was a girl on the news that did a thing where she tried to trace back the genealogy of all of them. I think that almost all of them have some kind of, like, they're close to royal blood somewhere down the line, which does kind of make sense to a degree somewhere. So I don't know. It's all fun stuff to look at. I don't know. It's up to you how you wanna view that. And then we're waiting on ICU's response for his family name and what it is. So if he's from the U.S., I imagine. Okay, we got some Walking Dead stuff. Austin Graham said, Trev, do you think Morgan will come back to the main show? No. Morgan will still be alive in Fear, I think, after Walking Dead is over. So I think Morgan somehow here, Lenny James managed to outlive Walking Dead. I don't even know how he did that. That was like magical shit. Somehow he went to Fear and he got all these episodes, and then, so he got lots of work, man, right? So it's like asking, right? It's a good thing. Like, he was pissed off because he didn't get that much time during All Out, season 7, was it? I don't know, one of those seasons. So he told Gimple, don't ever do that to me again, was the quote. And then he got switched into Fear, and he's still alive in Fear right now. And, Ray Studio said, and so he'll still be in Fear after Fear ends. So Ray said, which bloodline are the Disneys related to? Well, it sounds to me like, Ray, I don't know if they're an offshoot of the other ones, but they are a very important bloodline. They're not one of the 13, but the Disney bloodline, because of, Walt Disney and the United States and everything that's started there, Disneyland, all that stuff, they are an important, like McDonald's, McDonald. So do you guys know, have you guys ever heard of this restaurant called McDonald's? Have you ever heard of that before? It's like, well, yes, Trev, there's one like every block, all around the goddamn world. Maybe not a lot of countries. It's just one of the other, it's like a sub, it's like a, it's a lower family, right? That is not exactly one of the top of the top, but it's definitely respectable, just like McDonald's or Disney or whatever. But again, it does take a long time to research this stuff. If you want to go through, you can take the time, you can go through it, you can do the research if you want to. So ICU said that he's a Jones. That's funny. Related to plenty of the Kennedys. Oh, that's kind of cool. So your family is close to the Kennedys. So give me your take, ICU. What happened? What did they do to piss somebody off? They must have pissed somebody off so bad. What did they do? What do you think they did, Mr. Jones? What did they do? Because they must have done something real bad. Was it an oath break? Was it not listening to the rules? Was it screwing something up? What's your take on it? What did they do? They must have done something real bad. Okay, so got some extras saying, you mean Mickey D's for short? Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. Ray Kroc and all that stuff. Who played in the movie? There was a movie with Michael Keaton, right? He played Ray Kroc, didn't he? Or whatever, starting up McDonald's or whatever. That's pretty fun. So he gets to play Batman, he gets to play whatever, and he gets to start McDonald's. Wonderful. I can't believe they made a movie about that. Like, seriously. Red Lotus said, what's a McDonald's? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, good stuff. And have you ever noticed that McDonald's food is actually not that good? Have you ever noticed that? Like, have you ever gone to McDonald's and you got a hamburger or a Big Mac or something, and then after you're like, you know what? This actually is not that good. How did they take over fast food, like, all over the world with this hamburger? Because actually, this hamburger kind of sucks. Has anyone thought that? Yeah, it's like, how did this happen? Because like it's not even that good. How are there one of these restaurants everywhere you can imagine, basically. Every city, every town, everywhere. So it's like, interesting. Yes, they had a whole bunch of money to fund it to start it up, huh? Madeline Kay said, yeah, Batman. Well, the 89 Batman was awesome. I got to admit there. That's true. Chris, you should check out History Channel shows for good empires and how they started. A good one is McDonald's and Riga. Well, yeah, I don't have that much interest into it. A little bit, but not that much. Ray Studio says Superman equals Red Shields, Batman equals Rockefeller's. Curious, what? What do you mean by that, Ray Studios? How is that a thing? How could I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know where you're going with that. I don't get that. I don't think so. I don't think that's true. Maybe. Okay, I got you. Here's what you do. No. The Red Shields are like Lex Luthor, and the Rockefellers would be like, who would they be like? It'd be like Legion of Doom. Be like Lex Luthor, and the Rockefellers would be like, I don't know. Let's see. Who's another villain? Who's like one of the top villains in the Legion of Doom? They'd be like, oh man, Sinestro. Sinestro. Somebody like that. And then the Joneses would be like the Joker, right? if connected. There you go. Legion of Doom. Okay. I thought this was supposed to be a Walking Dead video. I don't know how we just spent the last hour going into other stuff. What time? Okay, an hour and 25 minutes. Hulk is what? I don't know who you put the Hulk as. I don't know. Hulk Hogan? I don't know word of the day. I don't know who else you say the Hulk is. Okay, let's see. McChickens are not bad. Yeah, they're okay. Dalton Pinheiro says, the way they filmed tonight's episode made me feel like Daniel was going to die. Well, yeah, that's true. He could be killed off by the end of the season. You're right, because this was kind of a spotlight episode for him tonight. So we could see him be killed off before the end of the season. That's probably true, right? So, yeah. Okay, Brandon Boss said, if we get some sort of twisty Game of Thrones ending, I hope it's Negan at the helm and at the end. That or really mess with the fans and have Negan and Maggie fall in love and Negan raise Glenn Jr. That would be kind of cruel and sort of a weird switch, wouldn't it be, Brandon? If Negan had to do that, that'd be kind of brutal, right? Because he killed his dad, obviously. Chris Vick says, I'm tired of your crap. Yeah. Chris Federaco said, worst villain in the Legion of Doom is Toyman. Yeah, Toyman. Toyman is the worst. Toyman would be Bill Gates, right? Toyman, right? His little like needle toys and stuff. Yeah. That's a, or like, like Dr. Evil, something like that, right? Toyman. Yeah, I like it. Is the McRibs any good? I don't know. I never tried a McRib. I don't know. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh man. All right, guys. Well, I think maybe we'll wrap up here pretty soon. We're at about an hour and a half, so it's not too bad. Oh wow, thanks, Rob. I appreciate that, man. Hey, you don't have to do that, man. That's cool, but that's quite a bit, man. Wow, dude. All right, Rob. Anyway, I hope everything's good with you. I haven't seen you for a bit. All right, let's read this comment, guys. And thanks for your support, Rob, but I kind of feel bad. So he said, sorry for my absence, bro. I was rushed to the ER. Oh, no. On March 11th and spent 6 weeks in the hospital. No, man. Oh, no. I'm so sorry to hear that, Rob. That sucks, man. So you were diagnosed with a severe ulcerative colitis. Oh, shit. I had 2 emergency surgeries and had my largest... Oh, no. Lost 80 pounds while my muscles still watching you get me by. Oh, I'm so sorry, brother. That's awful. So you had... let me look this up. Ulcerative colitis. Oh man, I feel really bad. You don't have to send me that, Rob. Maybe cancel that if you can. Oh man, but I'm so sorry to hear that that you did. So what happened? Long-term condition that results in inflammation and ulcers of the colon. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's awful, dude. So you had to get it removed. Oh man. Well, I hope you're feeling okay, dude. That sounds terrible. But at least if you got it done and you get to survive, that's good. And it also would be a tough time right now to go to the hospital too, because with everything with them being so paranoid and scared and everything for the the TS19, that which we won't talk about. That's that would be a tough time to go, man. So I'm so sorry to hear that, Rob. I'm glad that you're okay, man. But it sounds like that must have been really, really painful, dude. Well, hearts out to you, man, and don't worry about losing some muscle, man. I mean, that's one thing. Like, how much are you at right now, Rob? What do you weigh right now? Let's see. Go ahead and okay. So not canceling anything. Your channel entertains me. Ask me about brother. Oh, thanks, man. What are you weighing at right now, Rob? After that, because you were walking around with a lot of muscle mass on, right? Like you were muscled up like crazy, man. So that's true. Well wishes, yeah, absolutely, man, no doubt about it. And oh man, that's really tough. So that's awful, man. Do you think it could have been like supplements or something that you were taking, or like was it from were you having a lot of weight gain or protein shakes and stuff like that? Do you think that might have caused it or something, or what do you think it was from? And what are you weighing at now? Because I know you were pretty big there earlier, right? So, but that's one thing about weightlifting that really sucks, man, is that like when you're doing it, you can keep doing it, and you can add on the size, you can add on the muscle, but when you get sick or whatever, you can't lift and you can't eat, and so then you quickly, it doesn't take that long, but you can gain it back, at least some of it. But I think that's something that we all have to kind of face too, Rob, as we start getting older. Like, when you're in your 20s or whatever, or 30s, you can be a certain size, but certainly as you start getting on years and years, you're going to get kind of less and less muscle. There's nothing you can really do about it. You can work out still, you can eat right and everything, maybe take test boost or something, but you're going to kind of come down. That's all there was to it. Were you taking any like, autoimmune? Oh no. Yeah, you were 215 and then you're about 150. Oh, okay, so you went from jack to hell to like, kind of how maybe closer to be. Well, you're probably dehydrated a bit, but once you get water back in, you'll probably come up. So once you're healthy again, you get out of the hospital, you'll probably come back. You'll probably be 170, 180, 190, and you'll be able to eat again. You'll be able to do all this stuff, and you'll be all right. But yeah, you don't need to be 215, because how tall are you, man? You don't need to be 215. That is quite a bit if you're not over 6. If you're like 6'2" or taller, then okay, 215 is like, kind of normal. But if you're 6 or less, like I am 6 feet tall, then being 215 is pretty muscled up for that. So yeah, but I'm so sorry to hear about your autoimmune disease, man. That's brutal. Did they say what the cause was or anything? Let us know for that, and we'll come back to it in a minute here. And don't worry about lifting, man. You'll be able to get back into it later. You'll be able to add some size back later when when you're feeling good again. But that sucks. Okay, Ray Studio says Rothschild's is red shield is red, and blue is Superman. Ray, what are you talking about? It says Rockefeller's in the shadows, and in the shadows equals Batman. Okay. I see your point. But I don't think they would view themselves as good guys necessarily, right? Like a Superman. I don't know. Okay, Ray, whatever you say, man. I think of the Morris Legion of Doom. I see you. Mr. Jones says, we're not all bad, so we simply don't want any part of secret societies. Some do, some don't. It's all evil for the most part. They want Egypt's slaves back, but it's us this time. That's crazy stuff, right? Like the Egypt stuff and Babylon stuff and one blob world, like kind of having the whole world, regardless of country, just being one general blob of people that don't really have defining features or anything, because they're all kind of combined, mixed in and everything. So yeah, I don't know about that. Well, secret society and some don't. Well, I'm sure that there's probably some good stuff in secret societies, and I'm sure it's not all bad for balance, right? If you look at like Freemasonry, for example, they got the balance principle, so you have your light and dark. So, at the lower levels, they'll go out and they'll do charitable work and they'll do stuff like that. And then depending on the type of person you are, you kind of get a tap on the shoulder one way or another. So if you're somebody who's a really good person, you kind of go up the pyramid in one way. And if you're somebody who's not, maybe you can kind of go up into a different way, right? You kind of get chosen based on that of which way to go for in terms of balance, whatever you're going to do. So yeah, I'm sure, the way I think of it is, I don't think anybody is all bad or all evil. Even some people, it's like even some people who do terrible things, like some sacrifices and stuff like that, and some of the rituals and stuff that some of the different ones do. I still think not everybody's all bad, but, I'm sure there are some people like maybe Charles Manson or someone like that who's pretty much all bad, but we all have a mixture of, of good and bad, right, is what we are. Spike 43, well, he did, but he's got a junior, right? So, just because certain people of a bloodline pass off, there's others that are going to, that continue their work, right? Family business, continue the work. I'm 6 foot, Guts. Let's see. Rob said, yeah, so didn't mean to interrupt the stream, just wanted to say what's up. No, it's good time and everything, Rob, and heart goes out to you, man, and hope you pull through and everything, and try to eat if you can when you're allowed to, when you're able to, right? So that's really good, and lots of liquids and all the good stuff. And hopefully you get back to it, and you can at some point start lifting and start adding some size back. So ICU says have to have good and evil, yin and yang. Yeah, I agree with that. Light and darkness is what it is. You can't avoid it. It's just part of how the world is put together. So, even you could look at kind of population management, population control, in different ways you could go with that. Or do you just let it run itself and just let whatever happen? Well, most likely, that can't be allowed to happen, because if it does, then it could kill everybody, right? Then it could topple the whole system, or it could wreck. If we ran out of natural resources, for example, it could ruin everything for everybody. And then it basically, kill off everybody, and brutal suffering and everything. So, yeah. Chris Butterackle said, what about OJ, Trev? I mean, OJ. You mean like OJ Simpson? I never really looked into that too much. I mean, I hear about it on TV and everything, but I don't know. What do you mean? Like, is he good and bad? I don't know. Ray Studio says, why does Skull and Bones have group sex? Weird ritual. Yeah, Ray. A lot of their rituals include sex, which is really weird, right? Some kind of different sex acts or something, right? Whether it be straight or whatever, or I don't know, man. I don't know why they do all this stuff. It's just some of it's crazy stuff, man. I don't even know what to say for some of it, but I don't know, man. Whatever keeps people quiet, I guess. Whatever gets the job done, I guess, is what they're basically willing to do. Just about anything. So yeah. Brian Whitwer said, when was last season start? August 22nd, this summer, Brian. So it's going to be good. I can't wait to see it. And Grim, no, I haven't seen Mortal Kombat yet, but since all you guys are asking, I'll probably watch it. All right, now, maybe I'll watch it later tonight. We could do a review of it, because I know you guys love your Mortal Kombat. I do like the video games. There's a game that's kind of brutal, Mortal Kombat, right? Like smash people's heads off and stuff. It's cool. Okay, let's see. I see the Antichrist is Jared Kushner. Yeah, I saw his. Kushner's got some weird eyebrows. You see that? Give some of these Uber elites a hard on, right? His eyebrows, because he's got these really weird, and he's got a girly voice too. So he's like a sissy guy with these huge eyebrows. So there's your Antichrist right there. Yeah, yeah. I have to agree with that. You do the eye too, right? The eye thing, because he's got that huge ass eyebrow. They like that shit for whatever crazy ritualistic reason. I don't know why. Weird fixation on eyebrows, and eyes. It's just it's like sometimes they just take it too far. It's like, you guys are effing crazy. Like, choose somebody based on their eyebrow. I just don't get it, man. It doesn't make any damn sense to me. But I guess when you rule the world, there's not much else to do but just have fun with people, right? You develop some really, when no one can fact check you or tell you, hey, what's going on? You develop some weird interests, right? Like the how big people's eyebrows are, and choose them for, I don't know, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if Kushner was a president in the future. That would not surprise me at all. In fact, he'd be someone I would expect to be one. Yeah. Plus, what did he buy? He bought a building. Was it 666 something? Which building did he buy that was located? I think it was New York or somewhere. Didn't he buy a building that's 666 is the address? Something like that. So that really makes me think that he's going to be president then. Yeah. It's like, yeah. ICU said, I voted T both times, and I know this takes the cake. Yeah. Well, I think T is gone for good. I don't think we'll see him back again. I think he's basically done for good. So really no reason to get into it. I think he's going to have to play golf, be happy, have fun with his family, and that's basically it for him. I don't think he's going to be able to put too much. Yeah, ICU's got it. 666 Fifth Avenue. Fred Chip made there. Yeah, 666 Fifth Avenue. Right. It's that's another thing that weirds me out, ICU, is how they do like the like all the things that somehow either in numerology or somehow go to 666 or 33. The way they use the numbers is really odd to me. It's like, wow. It's like, I don't understand why they're so to use a better word, why they're so religious about it. About using the certain numbers and whatnot. It's really odd, man. That's for sure. Yeah, Left 4 Dead's fun, Jeff. I played it before. Yeah, Spike 43 said, yeah, Kushner's bad news. Well, we'll see what they do with him in the future. Maybe. ICU said he'll run in 2023 for 2024. Yeah, but how are you going to run if you don't have the internet? How are you going to run if you're banned off everything? Unless they let him back on at some point, or maybe he can start his own network or something. Maybe it could work. I don't know. But that's all assuming that if they want him back in, that's all assuming that they actually count the votes, legitimately, right? Even if he ran, you have to assume that they're actually counting them and not just basically picking somebody that they want, right? Like, that's the thing. And how do you know? How do you know that even if he wanted to do it, that they're actually going to play fair? And I don't know. I don't know if they would, if the person's not in the club or has been pushed out of the club, right? So, yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, well, I think we're going we're almost at 2 hours here, guys. So I hope you had some fun. I had a lot of fun with you guys as usual. We did a little bit of Walking Dead, a little bit, and a lot of other stuff. Hope you feel better soon, Rob. And keep your head up, man. Take your vitamins, all that good stuff, and heal up as best as you can. And definitely feel free to stop by anytime. Catch up on Walking Dead when you get a chance. It's pretty good. Just maybe have to forgive Negan for his comments. That's all right. It's going to be a fun last season. So that's it. ICU said they don't have full control of us yet. That's why they are freaking out. That's probably true. They don't have absolute full control of everything, but they do have a lot of control over a lot of things. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the future, but it looks to me like it's all going according to plan so far. Chris, he said, T's starting his own platform. Yeah, he'll have to do that. But again, how do you know that they're actually, if they really want him out that bad, how do you know that they would legitimately count the votes properly and they wouldn't just gear it or rig it? How would they know? How would we know that they wouldn't do that? I guess you have to trust that it's legitimate and that they adhere to free will, right, of the people to decide. So I'd like to see him try. It would be interesting to see anyway. At least it'd be entertaining. But I don't know if they let him back in. In fact, I don't think they will. But good luck to him. That's for sure. So okay. Gilbait's buying up all the farmland. Well, it is interesting, LD. I don't. I don't know. Yeah. Later, Chris. Thanks for joining. And I guess we'll start to wrap for tonight, guys. One more from Jacob Murray, who says, Trev, who do you think is getting Rick's Commonwealth storyline? I think it'll be Aaron, Jake. I think it'll be Aaron. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. Is Rick coming back from Walking Dead? Yeah, he is, but in the movie, Grim. He's coming back in the movie. So we'll see him again soon. Okay. Why don't we wrap for now, guys? I want to thank everybody for joining. And I had a lot of fun with you guys. Yeah, Spike43 there. Yeah, the ruling elite are into numerology like crazy. They do. They use a lot of numerology to encode things, I think, and even for ritualistic type purposes too. Spike, yeah. That would be funny to see. CNN would have a field day with that. Yeah, that'd be good. Jack, have a good one. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining ICU. Thanks for joining everybody else, Jeff, everybody. Have a good night, guys, and I'll see you back again soon for another video. Feel better soon, Rob. We'll see you soon, man. And everybody else. Check out the Ray Infinity show, guys, for Ray, because he did. He's been here a few weeks now, and check it out if you're interested. So Ray Infinity podcast. So check it out. Okay, guys, have yourselves a good night. And I'll see you guys back again soon. All right. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. I'll see you soon.